morning and welcome to World Talks here on TVP World with me, Ashim Kumar. The leaders of the two largest economies in the EU, France and Germany, are set to meet today at their traditional annual meeting. Or are they? Although the meeting in Evian, France is in Chancellor Scholz's diary, it does not appear in the President's schedule, according to the Élysée Palace. What, if anything, does this indicate? To explore this question and the state of relations between these leaders, we're joined by Tomasz Orłowski, former Polish ambassador to France and Italy. Mr. Ambassador, welcome to TVP World and thank you for taking the time.
Good morning. Thank you for your kind.
Good morning. A pleasure as always, Ambassador. So, it's not in Macron's diary. I mean, can we read anything into this?
It seems. It was the official position of media close to the presidential palace that president didn't put in his agenda this annual meeting with the German Chancellor. But it is two important things to add. First of all, President Macron decided yesterday afternoon to appoint a new prime minister. I think for him, the most immediate challenge is to help prime minister, to assist prime minister to present a new government for France. And my feeling could be, if for President Evian will be not a priority, it is first of all for domestic reasons. Secondly, Evian meetings, rencontre d'Evian. Evian, it is a spa close to the Swiss border on the Léman Lake. Meeting of Evian, it is an annual meeting of industrials. The biggest French and German industrials, CEOs of 50 largest companies, are meeting for talking about the future of German and French economy, about the future of Europe, and obviously about the situation in the world. It is more economic than political, but it is something of more restricted as access that Davos. Well, it is not necessary President and Chancellor are attending this meeting because, first of all, it is the meeting between professionals, between industrials. If for the immediate domestic necessity, President will not confirm his attendance, for me it will be something of understandable. But first of all, I didn't watch for the moment what is the final position of Élysée Palace. Perhaps President will join Evian Le Bain.
Understood, but I mean the optics. Yes, it's a meeting of industrialists, but the optics aren't good, are they? I mean, this is a traditional meeting between the leaders, even if it's only to kind of give their blessings to the attendees. And of course, Chancellor Scholz does have it in his agenda, and Chancellor Scholz has a very busy day today. Actually, he's attending the Ramstein meeting, and he was planning on coming to Evian after that. So, again, it seems a bit of an oversight. With regard to the domestic issue, I mean, President Macron is in the Mont Blanc area already. So why isn't he in Paris working with the new Prime Minister?
Prime Minister Michel Barnier is exactly citizen of this region. He is coming from Sabaudia, from Savoie. Now, let's see if the president will attend or not. For the moment, it is not perhaps very prudent to advance in the proposals, not having final opinion about president will or not will attend Evian meeting.
Understood, Mr. Ambassador. Now, I'd like us to zoom out, please. In general, how would you assess the relationship between these two leaders?
It is a point. It is a point. First, personally speaking, it is a feeling they don't have a good and frank relations. It is not like it was in the past when the French president and the German Chancellor was the closest allies in Europe, like it was during the time of Valéry Giscard d'Estaing and Chancellor Helmut Kohl, or with President Mitterrand and Giscard d'Estaing with Helmut Schmidt, and President Mitterrand with Chancellor Helmut Kohl. It was the couples when we talking about couple, not thinking about only about couple of countries, Germany and France, as you said, the two largest economies of European Union and Eurozone. But it was in the same time coupled in the sense very close relations, political identity in the thinking, something where certainly we are missing now. It is not a deep understanding. It is not a deep feeling between Chancellor Scholz and President Macron. It is personal, or it is reflecting the state of relations between Germany and France.
How about the state of relationships between Poland, Germany and France? And how is that affected by this difference between the two leaders?
What is the situation? The situation is very clear. Polish liberal and leftist parties won general elections 1 year ago, and we formed a very pro-European government, Donald Tusk's government, with a strong pro-European mandate. In the same time, we are extremely active in the defense of Ukraine and in the coordination of Western countries. You mentioned Rammstein Group. We are extremely active in this body. Two reasons to consider that Poland is playing now a more important role than, for instance, 2 years ago. In the same time, the domestic situation of both other countries, Germany and France, it is not so good. Yesterday, for instance, the French newspapers, right-wing newspaper Le Figaro, published a paper saying perhaps it could be better for France to adopt the way Poland adopted a year ago, for having a strong government with strong leader as prime minister, deliberately engaged in the European agenda. When you are mentioned these three countries, so-called Weimar Triangle, we could say now that Poland is in the better political situation than Germany and France. It is for the first time in our more than 30 years of democratic rule of Third Republic, for the first time we have the situation when Poland is presenting better political situation than Germany and France.
So Poland taking a much larger role within the major EU economies. That's very good to hear. Now, Mr. Ambassador, before I have to let you go, just on you mentioned the French domestic political situation. In an article in Le Dauphiné about this upcoming meeting between the two leaders, In the comments, one of the comments that struck my eye was as follows. It says, "We don't need him at home," referring to President Macron's visit to the Mont Blanc area. Do you think that comment is reflective of his perception at home?
Well, I can't confirm that President Macron is currently the most popular French politician. At the contrary. The very difficult game he decided to play with the dissolution of National Assembly, holding general elections, with at the end of the election to wait during 2 months for finally appointing prime minister, who was, frankly speaking, a surprise, because prime minister who doesn't have real political support of parties. Perhaps he is more appointed as former European Commissioner, as a personality, that as a representative of political movement, being himself Gaullist, obviously. Well, President Macron wasn't popular since a couple of years. The re-election 2 years ago was a signal, and he said, "Finally, I understand you, and I will change." He didn't change.
Well,
and someone is saying,
absolutely. We have to wait and see if his perception does eventually change. Mr. Ambassador, a pleasure as always, and we look forward to welcoming you again shortly. Have a good day, sir.
Thank you. Thank you for
Goodbye.
your invitation. Have a nice day. Bye-bye.
Thank you. And that was former Polish ambassador, Mr. Tomasz Orłowski. From me, goodbye for now.